Cam, you guys scored on 4 straight drives in the second half. What really clicked after halftime to where you were able to finish drives and just make the rally?
We just came together in the locker room, pretty much just talked about we know what we need to do. It's not something that we're running from. We got to attack this thing, and we just talked about it. And the defense did a great job and put us in positions to continue being in places to score.
Well, talking about the defense, they held Arizona State in the second half to 97 total yards, average of 3.3 yards per play. How much confidence did you guys gain just seeing the defense get stop after stop as the half progressed?
I have all the confidence in the world in those defensive players. These two right here, especially, they are some bad men out there. I don't like going against them in practice, and I'm glad I was going against the Sun Devils rather than these guys tonight for sure.
You guys swarmed in that last possession. I mean, was that just kind of like letting everything out and just trying to really get after Daniels, or what was that experience like?
Yeah, just priding ourselves on finishing something that's a staple of this program. And like Cam said, we just banded together that entire second half, really, and just leaned on finishing plays, finishing drives. And, I think it's safe to say we did that.
And that decision to go for it on 4th and 2, I think you guys were like the 35 or 37. Yeah. What were you seeing there, and just what about that decision?
I loved it. I think we were in a situation where the defense was playing so good that if we weren't to get it, but we did. But yeah, I mean, we're focused on getting those first downs, and I think it was a great call by Coach Ludd. He made an easy one for me.
Cam, obviously that first half was great for you in terms of 2 interceptions and everything. How do you stay mentally engaged to be able to just come back and have that performance in that second half?
It's easy. I mean, I just lean on my teammates, and they get me right back to where I need to be, and make sure that I'm in a position to make sure that this offense is going in the direction that we need to be going.
What about Brenton Covey flexing? I mean, have you ever seen something like that?
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I didn't really see much of it, but yeah, he did that for sure.
Cam, there's a natural evolution to every season. What would you say has changed the most for this team between week 1 and you guys were going to go over now?
I think we just need to know how to take adversity and really know how to do it together, and not just focus on pointing fingers at what we're doing wrong or trying to figure out this, and that, but just staying together in those situations.
Grant, you come up with that big catch to be able to get the touchdown and everything, really start that. What's this experience like to be able to just keep that momentum going?
Man, it was awesome. First half, we just started off slow, but the defense held it down, and the offense just got that spark we needed. And 28 unanswered points, I think. That was it. That's a good game.
Great performance by the team.
Yeah.
Team win.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
For you guys, having the offense score, like that, how energizing is that for you guys on the defense side of the ball?
Extremely. We just want to keep the juice and the momentum in our favor, and seeing those guys go down there and do what they do. It just gets us pumped up. Like, I have this little superstition. Like, every time I stand up and I'm watching them, they always get it. Like, I think I was standing up like the whole second half, and it just gets me pumped up. I'm trying to get everybody on the sideline pumped up, and it's infectious. The positivity is infectious. It spreads throughout the whole team, whether they're playing or not.
Davion, you've had some ups and downs this season. How's it felt to get back in? Oh, sorry.
Devontae.
I'm so sorry. Wow, I'm looking at number 9, not thinking straight up.
Man, I was like, see, man, they calling me.
Different question then. How does it feel to be on a defense that can pull it together as much as it did after giving up 21 points in the first half and held it down for the offense so they could get the comeback?
It just feels great. I lean on my brothers. They make plays, and then what plays they can't make, I'll try to backdoor and help them out with it. Like, as a safety, I don't try to let nothing get past me, to be honest. And just having them there with me, it just boosts my confidence more.
Devin, how difficult is it to prep for a guy like Jaden Daniels? And then once you're out there, what is it like trying to operate and deal with him?
Yeah, he's a very elite quarterback. I think he's best, if not one of the best in the pack. And, obviously you just have to keep your rush lane integrity and play assignment sound football, really. It really comes down to playing assignment football and, getting after them, making them uncomfortable in the pocket. But more than anything, everybody just doing their job.
For any of you guys, what was
like just, traveling to Dallas on Monday, coming home, having to kind of deal with a shorter week of preparation? Just what are the emotions now that this week is over for any of you?
The week was scheduled a little bit differently, so I don't think we missed out on much time as far as game prep. I think emotionally it was something, it was very consoling. It just allowed us to, send him on in peace. And so I think, the team morale was as high as it could be. And, I think preparation, we prepared very well.
Vontae, you're obviously banged up. So are a lot of other guys. I mean, what's it like, though, to be able to have these to kind of fall back on knowing that, like, you're still playing for something?
It's just, it's a blessing. It's the same day I go through every day trying to thank God for being alive, really, and just getting this opportunity to play the sport I love.
Yeah, you guys lead the South Division right now, and what's that say to you guys, knowing what happened at the beginning of the season?
Got everything we want right there in front of us, and we just got to go take it.
Vontae, how awkward or difficult is it to play with the cast on your hand?
I had a little trouble at the beginning wrapping up, but after I was like, man, forget it, because it's just a mental problem, really. Right. So when I was like trying to keep it out, but then that wasn't working, so I was like, man, stop being a punk.
When was the cast put on?
Cast was put on Sunday.
This is for any of you guys, but how much do you guys attribute this win to your teammates looking over you?
100%. No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
I think they're the reason why we band so much together, and we just came together, and I firmly believe that they're with us and strengthening each and every one of us, and they're bringing us closer together, and I give this all to them.
How cool was it to see the stadium light up, at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, and then that moment of loudness?
I thought that was amazing. I just love this institution because it's so much more than just football. Like, they genuinely care about, everybody. And so, they just do things the right way. And, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was great for everyone to see. And, it was great for our team as well.
Has the the offensive line been noticeably different in practice? These last 2 weeks, they've obviously played a lot better. Has it been noticeable in practice as well?
Yeah, they definitely have kicked it up a notch and are doing some really good things, and it allows me to have a lot of comfortability back there, and also just really run the ball downhill because they can move guys up front each and every down.
Where's my mom? Oh, she's way over there. Visiting with the Krugers. Okay. The Krugers are good people. Sure. So proud of this team. Halftime, hadn't played very well in the first half. Obviously, Arizona State had played very well. Was it 21-7 at half? Left some points on the field at the end of the first half. We were down there, at least a field goal we were expecting to get, and then of course we had the turnover. But tell you what, we rallied together at halftime, and those guys believed, those players believed they were not going to be denied, and came out and was a 28-zip, I guess it was, in the second half. And phenomenal job by our offense. First half we didn't run the ball as effectively we needed to, and second half outstanding running the football. And then defensively we stiffened up and started taking some things away. Coaching staff did a great job with their plans. Players executed. We must have made 5 or 6 plays, crucial plays in that last drive to go up 2 scores. Vele's catch, Keithy made a catch, TJ made a couple runs. Must have converted 3 or 4 or 5 third downs on that drive as well. I haven't seen the exact numbers, but proud of our guys. We're sitting in a great spot right now. Got a lot of football left, a lot of tough games. So we're just, this thing's just getting started. But where we are right now is in a great spot. And we've got to just continue to practice like we have been, have the same mentality, the same attitude, the same competitive spirit, and see what happens. But proud of the guys for what they did in that second half, particularly.
Kyle, did you ever think you'd see Britton Covey flexing after a play?
Is that what he did? He flexed? I thought he was going to take his helmet off and show how the Rogaine's working. But no, I didn't notice that, and he apologized to the team afterwards, and that kid made play after play as well. I love Britt Covey and his competitive spirit as well. The whole team, offensive line, took over in that second half.
Coach, before this, you tweeted out that you guys scored 28 unanswered.
I tweeted that. Are you sure?
Your account tweeted that. Okay.
Okay.
Your account tweeted 28 unanswered.
Okay.
Curious about the momentum and the momentum swing from that first half to the second half.
Yeah, well, it all started with the first drive in the second half. We talked about that at halftime, that, hey, we left some points out there at the end of the first half. We got the ball first. We go out and put one on them. It's game on. And that's exactly what we did. And then we proceeded to score 3 more times in the second half. And that last one was the dagger. And our pass rush took over on that, when they got the ball back with 2:40 or whatever it was left over. Pass rush took over and essentially ended the game for us.
The decision to go on 4th and 2 from the 37, was there any thought to sending noise out there, or were you pretty set
No,
on-
that was, would have been a 55-yarder. Didn't want to give up that field position, even though a field goal would have been very valuable at that point. I thought the chances and the percentages favored converting rather than making a 55-yarder.
Cam missed some throws in the first half.
Yep.
There were some drops. It wasn't all on him in the first half. Was there faith that stuff would get cleaned up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He was 8 of 18, I believe, in the first half, and ended up with an outstanding night. And got a lot of faith in Cam Rising. He's a great leader for us, and the players believe in him. Tavion Thomas also gave us a spark. Didn't get 100 yards tonight, but he was close. He was 70 or 80 yards, and just the tight ends, their usual contribution. Those guys are an outstanding position group with Kincaid and Keithy and Cole Fotheringham, and wide receivers made plays. Theo Howard made a couple nice plays. Devon Bailey, that one-handed catch to keep the drive alive. That last drive was huge. So can't say enough good things about our players and how they continue to compete and never got down on themselves.
You guys held Arizona State to 97 total yards after halftime. What really clicked most defensively that allowed you to just consistently get the stops that you needed?
Started playing our gaps better, just gap control. We weren't playing good gap control in the first half. We were popping out of gaps and getting reach blocked, and we just had a little conversation at halftime about just doing your job and staying in your gap and getting some knockback up front. And those guys played very well. You got to remember, we're playing with freshman D tackles. I mean, Aliki Vimahi and Junior Tafuna, those guys are going to be incredible in a couple of years. They're playing really well right now. But with them and then Van and X, and so we got a lot going for us with these young players. But that was the difference, is we were more gap sound in the second half, far more gap sound than we were in the first half.
You had a lot of wins in your career. How does this one feel different given the weight of this week?
It's I can't tell you how rewarding it is and how much our players deserved it. They had a great week of practice, and it's got to be, in the top 10 of wins since I've been here. That as far as satisfying wins, and proud of the team.
Sorry about that. Playing off that, the players talked about that, the deaths of Ty and Aaron obviously have kind of rallied the team together. What are you seeing that's maybe different? Obviously, you don't want the tragedies, but what are you seeing that's maybe different with that?
I think it's really affected quite a few people is taking a look at themselves and what they've been, their work ethic and how much they've been given, and just finding a way to give more. And not that we had a bunch of lazy guys or anything like that, and not that a tragic event like that's going to translate into wins. I mean, I don't think that's not necessarily the case, but I think everybody took a hard look inside themselves and figured out ways where they could individually get better, and then collectively, as those guys get better individually, collectively we get better as a team.
How difficult is it to, one, prep for a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, and number two, to adjust on the fly in a game as he's, doing what he's doing?
Okay, I didn't follow that question.
Jaden Daniels?
Right.
How difficult is it to prep for a guy like that in practice, but then also to, adjust on the fly?
Yeah, very difficult. First of all, very difficult to prep for him. He moves as well as any quarterback in the country as far as escaping rushes and getting himself out of jams. And he's 70% thrower. He's a true dual threat quarterback. We had a hard time keeping him corralled in the first half. Had a hard time in the second half for that matter, but we were able to get some big sacks there in that last drive. But he's a terrific player, and he's a playmaker, and he's really the catalyst for that football team.
Coach, what have you observed or noticed this season, this process that Tavion Thomas has gone through to kind of become and reemerge as your lead back again?
Yeah, well, first of all, it has been exactly that, a process. We had some things to clean up. We didn't have them in spring ball, so we came in the summertime. Had some ball security issues early in the season that showed up a couple times. So that was a work in progress that took a few weeks. Pass protection, blitz pickup. This takes some time to get all the blitz pickups down. And so I think Kyle McDonald has done an outstanding job with him and bringing him along. And he's a big-time back. I mean, he's 6'2" and 235 pounds. He's a load, and he can really run. And so I think you're going to see him get nothing but better. He's just going to continue to get better. And as long as he doesn't take a step backward, with ball security or any of those other things, he's going to be a big part of what we're doing.
Kyle, 4 straight touchdowns out of the half. Can you describe the feeling of celebrating with your players and having that connection that you do have with them, where you know that this is what they've worked for?
It was awesome. It was awesome, and to see them succeed and play the way they did in the second half, that's what we're capable of. And that's we weren't making plays in the first half. We were a little bit out of sync, I guess you can say. And a lot of that has to do with Arizona State. They got some good players. They've been recruiting well over the last year. I mean, they've the last couple of years, their roster is really good from top to bottom. And so it's an athletic football team with a lot of playmakers. But to see our guys do what they did and just the resolve that they played with was I'm very proud. I mean, couldn't be prouder. As a head coach, you take a lot of pride in what they're doing.
How awesome was it to see the crowd flash the lights and do that moment of loudness?
Yeah, the third quarter and between quarter 3 and 4, it's still. I get chills down my spine. I know it's only happened a couple times, but it's a great way to honor those 2 young men, and it really gave us a boost. I mean, we already had momentum, but that just added to it. The muss was great tonight too. The muss and the crowd, huge home field advantage for us, and grateful for our crowd and that muss section that's on their feet all 4 quarters. And Rice Eccles is a tough place to play, and it really is for the opponents. You sure that's it? Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll try to keep my tweets to a minimum.